Hello. How are you? Oops, I pressed the wrong button. How are you doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit there, because I think the image is a little too bright, eh? Let's just take the brightness down a bit. That's a little better, maybe? I don't know. Reduce the contrast. How do you think that looks? A little better? I can't really tell. I'm just trying to do my best to give you a pleasant experience, because after all, this is about you, not me, and I'm just here to try and provide you with a sense of warmth and comfort and relaxation. And I apologize for starting late. I did have a couple of technical glitches there earlier that I had to deal with. You know how that can sometimes go, right? I mean, that's just how sometimes it goes that way. Technology can be fickle at times. I think this is one of those times, you know, when the fickleness of the technology has created a minor headache, if you will. It's okay. If the technology has, there's something kind of little glitch there in the system. The matrix has glitched, I think. That'll happen. Hello, Linda. How are you doing this evening? See if I can get this working here correctly. I've just got things on my end that I need to work properly, you know. So let me just ease back a little bit so you can see some of the candlelight. And let me whisper into your ear. How are you doing this evening? I'm going to speak softly. I hope that your day has been good. I hope that you were happy and healthy and relaxed, because after all, isn't that why we're here? Apologies, I needed to clear my throat. I have a beverage here with a gigantic ice cube. This is designed to soothe my throat, because my throat is a little bit harsh as I've been fighting off a combination bronchial and sinus infection. I'm almost past the point of suffrage. So that's okay, right? It's normally a hot buttered rum, but I decided I wanted a glass of ice. Glass of ice? And I wanted a giant ice cube in my glass. I'm a little tired and I apologize for that, but that's okay. That is okay. We are live around the world. And to whoever wishes to tune in, I'm just going to send a message out to someone here to let them know that live is what we are. Live is what we hope to be. Living our lives in perfect harmony. I think I just made a rhyme. Was that a poet? Perhaps, but I don't really know it. So if you are, sorry, need to adjust the mic a little bit there. If you are feeling a little stressed, and I certainly hope that you are not, that's okay. We're going to try and bring it all down this evening by providing you with some relaxing, soothing words. I don't know that I can really give you anything from a mental health standpoint this evening. I'm rather exhausted. It has been a week, and I'm sure you can hear some of the harshness in my voice, because I've despite the fact that I was fighting off a sinus and bronchial infection, I couldn't really stay home from work. I took part of the day off on Tuesday. Well, I worked from home on Tuesday. Day off. I worked from home. I did go into the office for about an hour to get some things set up. I was training my replacement for this week, and I'm on vacation starting next week for a couple of weeks, as I've let a few people know, and I had to go into the office to train this person how to, do some of what I do. I let him know that a great many of the things that I do on a daily basis that he simply, there's not enough time to train him for. And he was very understanding. He says, no, I get it. He says, I have no knowledge of this, that, and 3 other things, which, trust me, I've been at this a long time, so I don't expect anybody to pick it up in a matter of 4 days. I am working tomorrow, but the office is closed for Remembrance Day. But because I'm on the help desk, and we have offices around the world, I'm working. I will take time out, though, to go to the cenotaph for Remembrance Day. I can combine my breaks and lunch hour, and I'll have my phone with me so that if anybody needs assistance, I can duck away quickly and do so if required. I will always try and work my job, and do my job, and support my colleagues and coworkers as need be. Anyway. It's been an exhausting week, but a good week. Both filled with positive moments and messages from my colleagues and coworkers, and my boss this morning. I was able to provide some assistance to her, and she was incredibly grateful and so very much appreciative of my job and what I do for her. So that was very satisfying. When your boss is showing you the appreciation for you as both a person and your approach to your occupation. So I guess that's my positivity for today. I know that positivity isn't truly a word, but it became one when Lenny Kravitz sang it. Are You Gonna Go My Way? Great song, great record, great band. Great musician, big fan of Lenny. Have been. I think since his first record, but admittedly in his very first record, I was a little skeptical because it was very Beatlesque. And that was the 80s, and so it was kind of a touchy subject to do Beatlesque sort of things at that time. But after listening to his first record from start to finish, I realized how much of a great songwriter and brilliant musician he truly is. And I've been a fan ever since. I think it was the lyricism of Mr. Cab Driver that probably really made me sit up and pay attention, because he talked about how, to being a dreadlocked black Jewish man in Manhattan, who's, he came from privilege. He didn't deny that. His mother was Roxy Roker, who was, she was one of the co-stars on the Jeffersons. Remember the next door neighbor, the larger old white gentleman was married to that stunningly beautiful black woman. Well, that was a reflection of Lenny Kravitz's real life, because his father was an older white, larger Jewish gentleman, and his mom was Roxy Roker. That was very much a mirror of his personal life. So I'm sure there was some weirdness for him, to sort of see that reflected on television. To see his mom on television somewhat mimicking his reality. I mean, how would not be sort of strange? Anyway, That's my philosophical moment for this evening. I just finished a podcast, an interview on one of the other programs I work on. It was relatively, it was a fairly long-winded. It was 90 minutes, I guess. We had a nice chat with a lovely person, and if you follow the political podcast that I contribute to, you can certainly check that interview out. It'll be posted tomorrow. I won't have time this evening to get to it, but if you follow that, that's great, and if you don't, that's fine too. Remember, in this space, everyone is welcome, because everyone suffers, and everyone needs relief from suffering. Even those who would shout me down and troll me and try and cause me harm, I recognize that you probably need this as much as I need to do it. I recognize that you need help like all of us do. So in this space, you are welcome. There are rules here, of course, and the rules are only love, no hate, no politics, no sports, no sides. In this place, we are together to discuss our mental health and how we can work together to help one another and make the world a better place. I've been battling both depression and anxiety for 42, approaching 43 years. I remember the exact moment when those two demons took a hold of me. That being said, I didn't realize at the time what it was. I didn't know for decades what was wrong with me, but I can pinpoint that breaking moment in time, that moment in time when things broke me, cracked me, changed the course of my life, and I'm okay with it. I can't change it, so I have to make peace with it and resolve to live a better life, knowing what I know now. You know, as my good friend Douglas always says, when you know better, you do better. So that is one of my goals here, is to give anyone who surfs in and pays attention that little bit of knowledge, that little extra bit of maybe perhaps understanding or compassion, or sometimes I struggle for the words. I don't even know sometimes what exactly it is that I'm trying to give you, other than I'm trying to provide assistance in the only way I can do so. Just to share compassion, share understanding. This is a safe space for anybody who is feeling the pain of anxiety or depression, or any mental health issue for that matter. I can only speak from my personal experiences with the issues that I've dealt with. So I'll do my best to try and be as understanding as possible for any one of you who need to come here and reach out if need be to, have a place of solitude, a place of understanding, a place of peace, a place where we can lean on one another to try and make ourselves feel better. Life is short, so very short. And I'm reminded, sorry, I'm trying to find the words right now. So I learned of an acquaintance. We weren't close. This gentleman I'd met maybe a dozen times. He was a musician, a real sweetheart of a man, who passed away just a few days ago. I don't know what happened. He was very young, though. He was born in 1986. He had not reached his 36th birthday yet. And he passed away just a few days ago. And I learned about it yesterday online through one of his closest friends, who is a buddy I've not seen in a while, but we've hung out a number of times, and I helped him out with a couple of tech things here and there. He's a brilliant musician, a sweetheart of a human being, and I know he's hurting right now. And I wish I had the words to say to him to assuage his heartbreak, his heartache, and his pain. I don't have those words. I feel terrible that I don't have those words. And I feel bad that I hadn't seen his friend and my acquaintance in a number of years. Life gets complicated and busy, and let's face it, the last 3 years basically have been kind of a blur for many of us. It was 3 years ago that I was returning from a magnificent holiday in New Delhi, India. It was in October, so I'd been home a few weeks at this point, but 3 years ago. And now that I am about to take another holiday for the first time in over a year, I'm hoping to get away. We'll see. Time will tell. But I am sad for the loss of a really wonderful person who was taken from us from far too soon. My goodness, he was 35 years old. He had a wife and children. And that's heartbreaking. I'm sorry if that's sad. I don't mean to make you sad. I hope I don't make you sad. I'm just trying to express what I'm feeling right now. And I know that everybody, everywhere, is feeling similar feelings. Maybe for different reasons. We all feel loss. Some days it's harder on us than other days. I feel a sense of loss, but it's not as heartbreaking as it should be, which is, maybe that's harsh. I'm heartbroken for my buddy who lost his best friend. I think I'm more upset about that than I am about the loss of my acquaintance, because I wasn't that close, but every memory I have was wonderful. But I'm really upset for my friend, who I know has lost, effectively, a brother. I can't get into the details because everybody deserves their own privacy, and if they wish to express, that's up to them. It's not up to me to express somebody else's emotions. Nor should I do that. Or should I think that I could ever be so vain to do so. But I am sad for my friend. I am sad for his loss. And I hope that he will find solace in the fact that his friend is, hopefully, in a better place. Now, my buddy just sent me a message saying he can't hear me on the live feed. I don't know why that is. Can you hear me? Kits, Linda, Elaine, are you able to hear me? My buddy says he can't hear me right now, so I'm going to check something out and see if that's, see what's happening. Sometimes the technology gets weird, right? I don't know why. It just sometimes goes a little sideways. It should be working. If it's not, I don't know why it isn't. I'll send him a link. Oh, he says it's good now. Okay, that's good. Okay, excellent. That's good to know. I'm happy. I'm happy that you can hear me. I'm happy that people are listening, because after all, I'm here to try and provide you with some comfort in the most complicated of times. Now, if you're new to this, if this is your first experience of ASMR, which is, I have to look it up because I always forget it. It's autonomous. Hang on a second. I have to look it up again. How terrible is that? Autonomous sensory meridian response. A term used to describe a tingling, static-like, or goosebump sensation in response to specific triggering audio or visual stimuli. These sensations are said to spread across the skull or down the back of the neck, and for some, down the spine or the limbs, and I have experienced that. So if this is your first sojourn with me on this channel, my recommendation is to have, if possible, your best headset, headphones, or earpods in. Or if you're sitting at home and you're watching this on your television, as many do, I hope it is playing through your hi-fi system or your surround sound system, and not just your television speakers, because unless your television has a subwoofer built into it, you're going to miss a large portion of what this is about, because after all, in the end, it's about the timbre and the tone and the bass. To give you some soft-spoken, soothing words as we discuss our mental health. And sometimes how difficult it can be to get through a day when we don't know what that day holds. I have another camera up there. See if I can get it to work for me. It's been very problematic. Oh, it is working here. So I'm going to switch the scene for a second here so you can get an idea of the... there's the control. There's the master control booth we've got here. Hello, I wave to you as I have multiple screens, as you can see, and a control panel right here. We'll just go back to this because, after all, the idea is to give you something soft and soothing and inviting and warm and comforting. Let me have a sip of my beverage here. It's a Bols, B-O-L-S, cacao, from 1970. Or was it 68? I don't know. It's from a bottle that my dad gave me years ago. There wasn't much left in it, so I thought I would finish it off this evening. It's a very mild liqueur, or as my American friends would say, liqueur. Sorry, liqueur sounds just so very bizarre to me. As a Canadian, and as someone who has worked as a bartender. Liqueur. Même chose à la crème de menthe, ou drambuie, ou... what is the other one? Di Serrano, Amaretto, which is Italian, of course, not Francais. This is similar to that, but I think this is from Kentucky. It's tasty. It has a coffee-like flavor to it. It's a very relaxing liqueur. So, how is your mental health today? Mine is surprisingly good. Although I did have, some stress this week because I was in the process of, trying to train a young gentleman to cover for me while I take the next couple of weeks off for vacation. There was some stress there because, a sinus infection, and, I can't miss work. I need to train somebody. But that being said, I think because my mind is so very much at ease, because I know that I have 18 or 19 days off in a row, gives me a sense of chill. Now, the irony being I have 4 weeks paid vacation this year, but trying to get 4 weeks off in the private sector, 4 weeks in a row. Yeah, that doesn't really happen now, does it? So I think I'll have to take a few days over Christmas time and then maybe take a week in the spring. I'll roll a week over to next year, so I'll have another 4 weeks next year. Hopefully I can take them. Time will tell. 'Tis no panic, no rush. I'm not in a hurry. I mean, why would I be? I don't see a point in being in a rush, especially when it comes to vacation. The whole point of vacation is to sit back, relax, and let the time just float away. I mean, really. The point of vacation is to unplug. Forget about the world and just enjoy your free time. So what's planned for my vacation? Well, I'm going to keep that one to myself. The plans are very minimal. It is to go somewhere, and then I'll come home. What I do during that time period, I've not made a single decision. I have no plans. I have nothing organized. I have nothing scheduled. My vacations are always departure time, arrival time, departure time. Arrival time being when I land in wherever I end up. And departure time to come home. Between point A and point B, whatever happens, happens. Whatever I do, I do. I don't want to schedule anything while I'm on vacation. Because would that be a vacation? Maybe you're different. I just like to do whatever suits my fancy in my free time. Now, I did promise and commit to doing the morning show during my vacation, and I will do that. That being said, if things work out the way I want to, it will be an afternoon show for me and a morning show for you. I won't give you the details until such time as I can. We'll see what happens. I can say this much, though. I'm 99% certain Monday's show will be broadcast from this studio because I don't think I can make things happen between now and then. Life, right? Sometimes it gets in the way. I have commitments that need to be fulfilled, promises that need to be kept. It's the way life is sometimes. And for those who follow the other podcasts that we do, you are right. No schedule can be a beautiful thing, Elaine. I agree with you. And thank you, Linda. I very much appreciate that. Wherever I go, I will enjoy it. But Yes, I will continue to provide the morning show. And when I arrive, I will let you know where I am and when I am. Because we'll see how things work out. I have a tentative plan of where I, intend to fly to. We'll see if it works out. Flight schedules, not my schedule, flight schedules. Timing and where I intend to go. I'm so very relaxed right now, and I hope you are too. Do you like the candlelight? Does that help? The idea is I dim the lights down, I light some candles. I have one very dim light on me to give you a bit of light. And the idea behind it is to set a tone and a mood of pure, blissful relaxation. This has not been a meditative program, obviously. This has been sort of a musing program, me just talking about things that have gone on in my life, and if anybody needs to, I can help you work through some guided meditative moments. Feel free to drop into the chat on the YouTube and say a word or two about what you would like. If you want, I can provide you with a guided meditation. I hadn't planned on doing so this evening, but I am always happy to provide you with that which you need and require and want. It's funny how those three words arrive at the same place, but all have different meanings. A requirement is different than a want, and a want is different than a need. And yet, in many instances, they all arrive at the same location. Am I getting too philosophical? I do have some video editing to do later this evening and early tomorrow morning. If you are up and around at 7 a.m. and you like political talk, then you can join us on the True North Eager Beaver. There is no politics on this channel. This is ASMR. And as Remembrance Day is but a few hours away, and I know that some of my friends in the United States call it Veterans Day, and oftentimes in the UK it's Armistice Day. In Canada it's known as Remembrance Day. And it is a day designed for exactly that, remembrance. Remembrance of wars past, wars present, the soldiers that have participated either willingly, wantingly, or in some cases against their will. It is for the fallen. It is not a celebration of war. It is the antithesis of that. It is the exact opposite of that. Remembrance Day is about remembering the sacrifices made by those who fought for a better way of life, a better life, for freedom, certainly, for loved ones, for love of country. Right or wrong is up to you to decide, and I say that because it depends on which side of the battle you fought upon. As a Canadian, as a child of a military father who is a retired veteran, of a World War I veteran grandfather, I view Remembrance Day as a very somber day of just that, remembrance. And I will join some good friends in the afternoon, and we will raise a pint or two of Guinness in remembrance. And to be thankful for this day that we have, the fact that we are here on this earth in one of the freest nations on earth, Canada. We're far from perfect. We have a lot of work to do to make this a better nation. And I know that we want to do it together. Thank you, David. Growing the beard out for the winter. So, let me give you some meditative thoughts, shall we? For those of you who need it, because David is expressing that he could use some meditation. Deep breaths, my friends. I want you to take a deep, cleansing breath, and it is cleansing. Sit still. Try and calm your nerves. Unclench your jaw. Relax your shoulders. If your legs are flexed, and oftentimes mine are, for no reason, I just don't realize it until I think about it, and it's like, oh, why just relax those. Oftentimes you may find that your jaw is clenched without even realizing it. And maybe your brow is furrowed and you don't realize it. But now that I'm talking about it, maybe you do come to the realization that you have tension throughout your body. And you should take a deep cleansing breath. So draw in through the nose. And release. And get ready to do it once again. I'm just removing the sex bots here that have made their way into the chat, because we don't want any of that now. Well, maybe you do, but I'm not going to have it on my channel, because after all, it is my channel. And take another deep cleansing breath. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Release. And relax. And you may find, after a couple of deep cleansing breaths, that your pulse is slowed, that you're less stressed, that you don't find your tension is throughout your body. Relax your chest. Relax your mind. Relax your soul. And remember, deep breathing exercises are very important and do a world of wonder to bring you a sense of calm and a sense of peace, because it's chemical reaction in your body. It's your own body chemistry that you are working with intent. You are releasing GABA. I'm not going to get into the chemical molecular structure of it. You can certainly look it up. GABA, G-A-B-A. Feel free to put that into the Googler if you wish. There are several articles that will describe it in detail and how deep cleansing breaths, usually 10 in a row, diaphragmatic, from the diaphragm. So you breathe very deeply, draw it in from the stomach, or often referred to as belly breaths. Take 10 of those in Hold for 3 to 5 seconds and then release. And you are actually creating a calming sense over your entire body because you're releasing your own chemicals within your own body into your brain that will help to calm you. And it works very, very quickly. It does wonderful things. And it's something you can control on your own. Now, I think that's pretty amazing, don't you? You can take yourself from a state of extreme anxiety and stress and calm yourself by simply remembering to do something that you automatically do. Breathe. But breathe with purpose. Breathe so that you will shortly, quickly feel better. And I hope you do. Okay, my friends. I am going to bid you adieu. Because I am tired and I have some work to do. So, until we meet again, you take care. Bye.